Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and stay tuned by clicking the bell icon. 6 huge ways Bridgerton Season 3 will change the show if it follows the book. Season 3 of Bridgerton is going to be full of surprising twists and turns, especially if writers decide to adapt several storylines from the books. The Netflix adaptation of the Bridgerton novels already included various changes in Seasons 1 and 2, but the popular series will have to change drastically if it were to follow the events of the 4th book step by step. Bridgerton Season 3 is set to tell the story of Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton's romance, the central topic of the 4th Bridgerton novel, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. However, Bridgerton Season 2's ending already set up a starting point much different from the Bridgerton books, not only for Penelope and Colin as a couple and individuals, but also for multiple supporting characters in Season 3, like Eloise and Benedict. Having one season and respective book focus on each Bridgerton sibling made the nature of Bridgerton different from other shows. Regé-Jean Page not returning as Simon in Bridgerton Season 2 cemented the possibility that even if they appear marginally in the books, some characters might not return to the screen as they aren't the focus of the story. Vive Dynevor's Daphne not returning in Bridgerton Season 3 might point to another difference from the books, but the most substantial differences might still be caused by the central story of romancing Mr. Bridgerton and how some characters might rise as formidable foes. Based on the future scenes that happened in Queen Charlotte and the events of Bridgerton Season 2, fans have been able to establish that the current timeline is around 1815. However, if the writers are going to follow the events of the book, then there will be a major time jump for Season 3. As seen on Lady Whistledown's pamphlet in Chapter 1 of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, the year is April 1824. The timeline might not change so drastically, as one crucial plot point that caused the jump was Colin's grand tour in Europe. However, Colin's return from Greece had already happened in Bridgerton Season 2, Episode 2, not years later like in the books. This would make a time jump still possible, but not necessarily as big as the one in the books, given that some things happening in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton were already introduced in Bridgerton Season 2. Penelope revealing to Colin that she was Lady Whistledown happened relatively soon in the 4th Bridgerton book, slightly shocking him as he didn't expect it. However, it didn't ruin their courting, as at the end, he accepted her. The public reveal of Penelope as Lady Whistledown also happened in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. This all came about after Cressida took credit for being Lady Whistledown. The revelation had Colin draw a breath of relief in the book, as her taking the blame meant that Penelope was protected and wouldn't be shunned from society. However, Penelope couldn't stand Cressida taking ownership of her hard work, leading to a final Lady Whistledown column where she announced Cressida wasn't Lady Whistledown, which was released during Penelope and Colin's engagement ball. Whether Penelope's reveal as Lady Whistledown will follow these lines in Bridgerton Season 3 or not, the revelation must happen, as Lady Whistledown's work is a crucial part of Penelope and Colin's story, as well as her arc. This will make Bridgerton Season 3 tip the balance of the Lady Whistledown affair, as everyone should know the truth by Season 3's end. Penelope's final and rushed paper as Lady Whistledown caused her to make a mistake in romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which led to Cressida figuring out Penelope was behind the publication. Parroting her mother, Cressida was always a mean girl in Bridgerton Seasons 1 and 2, but if Bridgerton Season 3 follows the book, the events will cement her as a true villain. Indeed, said knowledge made Cressida confront Penelope in the book, blackmailing her into paying everything Penelope earned from Whistledown if she wanted Cressida to keep the secret. Thankfully, Penelope and Colin eventually figure out another way to get out of Cressida's blackmail, putting an end to Cressida Cowper's threat. Benedict was the 3rd Bridgerton sibling to find love in the books, as he was the focus of the 3rd Bridgerton novel, An Offer from a Gentleman. Bridgerton Season 2's reveal Anthony bought Benedict's spot in the academy, with a donation perfectly set up Benedict's abandonment of painting, which ties in perfectly with his love interest eventually rekindling it as it happens in the book. However, the events of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton have Benedict appear as a married man, leading to Bridgerton Season 3 either showing him already married, with the story of his romance still to be told, or ignoring his confirming that she will watch Season 3 as a viewer. It's highly likely Daphne won't have a prominent role in Bridgerton Season 3. Still, one Bridgerton sister will have to help Colin, as a big turning point in Romancing Mr. Bridgerton saw him go to Daphne for help in recognizing love, not knowing if he truly loved Penelope. Daphne sharing anecdotes of her relationship with Simon eventually helped Colin in the book, making their chat fundamental in Colin's character development. Daphne's support of Colin could be presented in the form of a letter, keeping the exchange important as it was in Julia Quinn's Bridgerton book by having it happen off-screen or with a voiceover. However, another possibility could be keeping the talk, having it happen between Colin and another Bridgerton sister. With Hyacinth being too young and Eloise being unmarried, the perfect solution would be to talk with Francesca. This would also comply with the book story, as Francesca's book recounts her second romance after becoming a widow, making her already married by the time of Colin and Penelope's courtship. She married her first husband in 1818. Romancing Mr. Bridgerton's central romance upends all of Eloise's expectations of growing old with Penelope and being spinsters together. Colin and Penelope's marriage worked as a catalyst for Eloise's escape at the end of the fourth Bridgerton book, because despite her happiness for her friend, she still felt alone and wanted to give a chance to her epistolary exchanges with Sir Philip, which had been going on for a while, having started after Marina's death, who in the books was a Bridgerton cousin. However, Bridgerton Season 2 has Penelope and Eloise at odds with each other. Eloise's whole story in Bridgerton Season 2 introduced a romantic interest, but it was Theo Sharp, and it didn't happen in the form of secret letter exchanges, making a potential change to Eloise's story in Bridgerton Season 3 enormous. If writers want to start Eloise and Philip's romance, they would have to be introduced by Colin, the only connection between the Bridgertons and Sir Philip in the series, and Marina would have to be dead. It's unlikely for it to all happen in Bridgerton Season 3, but if it did, it would entirely change Eloise's story and role. If you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share.